Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I'm here. I am queer, and we are live finally. Gradacious, thank you so much for the follow. That took me by surprise before I even went live or did a thing. So I really appreciate it. Sorry, guys, if I seem a little bit off kilter today. I had a very interesting dream, um, and I'm still kind of recovering from that. So it's gonna be how it's gonna be. So in typical me fashion, we're gonna go for it and see how it goes. Um, Yesterday during the stream, my internet kicked me off, so I wasn't able to finish the stream, which is kind of a pain. Right after that stream, I was so mad that I went ahead and ordered a new modem. Hopefully, that will not happen again. So, it still has yet to be delivered. Not exactly sure when it's coming, but it is in the mail somewhere in the world. Um, so yeah, today we are going to be doing some landscapes and nature photography editing, straying a little bit away from the portraits. We're going to touch on some old photos that I had been meaning to edit, or photos that I wanted to re-edit. Um, yeah, it should be fun. Um, Landscapes are very different from portraits, very, very, very different. And I do them too, so it's going to be fun. I have a huge backlog. We're going to just go through them in this Lightroom editing. No, not probably not any Photoshop. We'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, as always, if you like what I do, please hit that follow button, and you'll be notified whenever I go live. It is free. There's no cost to you, and it would help me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 50 followers so I can become an affiliate and start making that sweet, sweet money. Um, yeah, let's have fun, guys. So, this is what we did uh, the other day on the stream. I took it through Photoshop, and we spent about 2 hours just on this picture because it was uh, originally this one. So we took out all of this stuff. We doctored all the reflections. We doctored the acrylic background of the light and all the wires and stuff. So it made it look really nice and really pretty. And I'm really proud of this one actually. So I went ahead and shared it, and I used to have 9 followers, now I have 15. So awesome. Let's see. As always, if you guys have a suggestion, I am more than willing to entertain that suggestion. I'm here to learn new things, not necessarily teach people. I'm here to show people how I do things, but also I'm open to ideas. This is supposed to be fun, you know. So let's have some fun. Sit back, relax. This picture and a lot of the pictures in the series are from uh, Garden of the Gods in Colorado. We went up to Wyoming in 2017 to take a look at the solar eclipse, and I took some awesome photos of that, um, which have already been edited to my satisfaction. So probably won't be touching those, but these, I was so busy with the pictures of the sun that I did not touch any of these really, and they're absolutely gorgeous because we were there for sunset. So I'm excited. I know I've also been messing with the select subject mask, the auto masking thing that it does. So I also want to do some of the sky just because I'm so curious how it's gonna do. Ah, that did really good actually. Okay. So I'm not a fan of the whole like HDR look or anything that's super popular in photography these days. But I do want a little bit of HDR going. I remember I shot these with the HDR internal like feature thing on, so it's already kind of HDR. Um, so I don't really feel the necessity to make it any more HDR or any more contrasty like that. So the goal for all of these pictures is very natural, very vibrant, very to make you want to go there. Let's put it that way. And these are already kind of there. So I'm gonna just decrease the exposure just a tiny bit um, on the sky. Maybe up the contrast a little bit. I do want to increase the saturation. I can't tell if it's selecting the rocks here. Maybe a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. Let's do a brush to deselect it just in case. That way, there's no chance of like darkening the rocks, because who wants to do that? I'm fairly new still to this version of Photoshop. Normally I use the desktop version on my MacBook, but this also has some really cool features that I have not been able to explore yet. Let me see. I want to increase the saturation over here just because it's sunset. I want it to be like a nice warm orange. I think you can do a hue tint. Yeah. So let's change it just a little bit over to the red side of the spectrum and increase the saturation. Not too much that it distorts things, but just enough. Yeah. Cool. So I think I can select not the subject. Oh, it's gonna it's gonna have affiliates. Okay, that's fair. Let's work it. Increase the contrast, up the saturation just very, very, very slightly. Selective editing is my favorite thing because you can really get in the weeds, pun intended, and just really tweak it how you want to tweak it versus doing the entire image and just relying on what's already there. I also shoot in RAW so I can edit like this. How creepy is that? Let's tweak everything just slightly. I want it to stand out, but I don't want it to look unnatural. Let's leave it about there. This is fine for this rock right here, but I want to do some more contrast on the that rock. Let's do a radial so it's not too obvious, and do contrast just to match this rock over here because this one is This one's more washed out because it was kind of hazy that day. And then let's do some dodging and burning. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's not dodging and burning because this is Lightroom, but it's the best way to do it. Let's burn first. I like to go around the parts of trees and grass and stuff that's already dark, or that I want to fade away into the background just a little bit more, like this area. Blink. Basically the darks that I want to make a little darker. Or with dodging and burning, the awesome thing is you can also kind of sculpt things. Like if I wanted this tree to fade in the background and bring this one out, I could. I'm also gonna go back in the mountain here. This tree, so right here. This was taken on a trail, so you can see there's actually a fence right here. So we weren't allowed to cross the fence because it's a nature preserve. But I wanted to go back into this forest so bad. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's a good thing about Lightroom and its masking features. Is it doesn't have to be perfect. You can be a little bit messy and refine it later. I think I stayed up way too late last night. I've been staying up later. I went to bed around 1:32-ish. I've been staying up a lot later than that recently, so I don't know why I was so tired. But I could not keep my eyes open. Go around that little branch. Around here. Look at that frowny face. Alright. A little bit here. A lot of bit there. A little bit here. A little bit here. Alright. Now let's go on the rocks. The rocks are going to be a little bit different as far as dodging and burning goes. Because the rocks are such a... there's harsh lines, right? So you want to be able to get in those harsh lines, but also you don't want to like ruin the harshness, the natural harshness of things. but you also don't want to make it look too unnatural. That's what I was trying to say. Let's break that about half, and then go whatever the water path would be. That's what I do whenever I burn things. Let's do a little burn stroke right here. For those of you who aren't familiar with masking in Lightroom, the reason why it's red is I haven't indicated an adjustment yet. So it's going to be red until I choose what I want to do with it exactly. I can do that with these things over here. Alright. My eyes are already burning. I'm not blinking. Just going along where shadows would fall. Or are falling. Maybe I'll create a couple of scrappy rocks, make it look like they're shutting out. And then here. So you'll see whenever we start dodging, which is making things lighter eventually, um, you'll notice that if you dodge next to a place that's been burned, it really makes it look like it is jutting out, and you can kind of create different textures and stuff that you want. Dodging and burning is something you can do forever, so I'm going to try not to do it forever. No promises. Trying to avoid any super harsh lines. And my internet is giving me some issues. Still haven't dropped so many frames, but it's a little bit laggy. I can't wait till that's fixed, guys. I was so mad. Alright, let's do a little bit of the grass here because it's close-ish to the camera. That's not what I wanted. Or closer to the camera, I guess. You want the brush to be a little bit bigger, but you can also see kind of what's dark already. It's kind of like waves. Here, and then like that. And maybe here. Okay, I'll stop now. But once I take this and make it darker, you can really see everything standing out here, right? You can also make it lighter, but that'll look weird because it's not time to dodge. So in order to make it natural, you only do just a little bit, and it makes a huge difference. Look at that. That's what we've done so far. So this is the original, and this is where we are. To dodge. So I'm going to do the exact same thing except for the areas that are lighter, or you want to be lighter. Let's see. Up here in the grass, up here in the grass. Making sure to dodge places next to the places that I've burned. Like, so I went around this tree right here. I'm going to dodge right next to it on the tree that should be standing out a little bit